Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel Audio Video and Music Entertainment. In today's video I'm going to show you how to use a spare router in your house or office as a client bridge. Now that could be useful if you connect this with your main router, which could be downstairs in your office or in your home, and then you can use this as a client bridge to boost the signal in the upper portion of your house or office. Now this could be useful in two scenarios, like once you are upstairs and the signal is weaker in some areas, then this could boost the signal. Or second scenario would be if you got devices like CCTV system which are non-wireless, or any other device that's non-wireless and only takes a LAN connection to go on the internet, then this would do the job. For today's demonstration, I'm going to be using a Belkin router as a client bridge, and my main router is the Virgin Media Hub 3.0, which is downstairs. And I'll show you on the computer screen what exactly you need and what you need to do in order for the spare router to connect with your main router and boost the signal or use it as a wired switch, so you don't have to spend money on power line adapters, which the gigabit ones, they're costly, and this way you would just do it with your spare router. Okay, so I'll just go on the computer screen and speak there. Cheers. Okay guys, before I start with the process, I just want to mention that the things you're going to need, basically you're going to need a third-party firmware called dd-wrt, and you're going to have to flash it on your router. Now obviously I don't take any responsibilities for it, and you have to take great precautions in order to get it successfully on your router. Obviously I'll show you the method step by step how to do it, but if your router becomes a brick, then I don't take any responsibility for it. So first thing what you're gonna need is your router, and sorry, I'm not gonna be demonstrating using Belkin router. I'll do it on TP-Link because my Belkin router, it's already been flashed to dd-wrt, and it's already serving as a bridge client. So I'll just use this router for demonstration for today. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is a process called 30-30-30 hard reset. Before upgrading to the firmware and after you have done the firmware upgrade, you need to do this 30-30-30 hardware reset, and I'll explain you exactly what is 30-30-30 hard reset. So what you do, you find the reset button on your router, and I'm just looking for mine. Where is it? Okay, so my reset button is just right here on the back. So on your router, just find it. Usually it's on the back or bottom. So while the router is plugged in and it's switched on, press and hold it for 30 seconds. And while you're doing that, then just obviously get a stopwatch or something like that on your phone or on your computer screen. I'll just open a web-based stopwatch just to get it done accurately. And there you go, there's one available by Google just on their front page. So just turn on the router, connect it with power, and click on start and firmware, and obviously I'm gonna press and hold it for 30 seconds, the reset button. So I'm holding it, it's 15 seconds so far. Okay, once the 30 seconds are done, just unplug the power cord from your router. And plug it back in when it's 60 seconds in total. Okay, so far it's 56, 57. Okay. And now, once you have plugged the power cord back in, just keep holding the reset button for another 30 seconds. Okay, so there you go. My 30 seconds is done. Now, second step is I'll leave some links and I'll show you it on the computer screen, a few links that you need to read before you do anything with your router. So once you have done the 30 reset, I'll show you on the computer screen how to download the compatible firmware and how to find out whether your router is compatible with dd-wrt firmware or not. Okay, I'll see you on the computer screen. Okay guys, after doing the 30 hard reset with your router, go ahead, open a browser and just insert this page, and I'll put this link in the YouTube video. So once you have done this, basically it shows you the installation process, what you need to do. Just have a read about this page, what it is and what is dd-wrt, and what it's all about and what you need to do. But as I have done this before, so I'm confident that what I'm doing is correct. So I don't need to go and read all of it. So what I'll find here is the support router database. So just go ahead and open this and it will take you to this page. Now whatever router you have, just put in the manufacturer name or the model number like this. I've got TP-Link 4300 and I'm just gonna make sure you check your router model number written on the back or bottom of your router before you insert it. So mine is TL-WDR 4300. There you go. So it has found my router and supported. It says yes, it's supported. So just go ahead and double click on the router name and it will bring up this page. Now few routers where it says additional information, they've got like instructions how to install it. They're well documented, popular routers, but unfortunately this one is not that popular, so there isn't much information written about it. But it's supported, and here is the file you should be looking for. So this is the file you should be looking for to download. So I'm just going to click. If a mini version of firmware is available, always flash with the mini version first. Don't go for the big version first. So in my case, with my router, there is factory to ddwrt.bin, or if I want to go back to TP-Link original firmware, I can download this. And this is if I want to flash it from the web flash. Okay, so I'm just going to go download this and I'm going to save the file. Okay, while it's saving the file, I need to find the default IP address of my router, and which I'll either look on the bottom of the router. If it's not written on the bottom of the router, then I'll just go ahead and search on the internet. So TP-Link WDR 4300 default IP address. Okay, that's a bit too much. Deepling. Okay. Default 4300. There you go. So Google tells me that it's 192.168.0.1. So I need to make, in order to flash the firmware, I need to make a wired connection with my router. So what I'll do is, right now, I'll insert a LAN cable to the router's switch and then connect it to my LAN port on my laptop or my computer. And after doing that, what I'll do is I have to change the IP address. So I'll just open the networking and sharing center, change adapter settings, and look for local area network connection. Go into properties, look for IPv4 properties, TCP IPv4, and click OK. So what Google tells me is my default IP address of router is 192.168.0.1. So I'm just going to change it to 192.168.0.2, and then subnet mask, I'm just going to put 255.255.0, and default gateway, I'm just going to put the IP address of the router, which is 192.168.0.1. If you leave it blank, that's alright as well. You can leave this field blank as well. And just click OK. Warning, there are multiple, so I'm just going to switch off my wireless for just time being. And just click yes. And there you go. Okay, just going to make sure the connection is live. My LAN connection. And yes, it has established a connection, and I can see that I'm connected with the router. Alright guys, in order to confirm the connection, before you do anything, just ping your router default IP address. So I'm just going to ping it, ping.192.168.0.1. Okay, so I'm getting a response back, so that means I've got a connection with my router. I'm just going to leave this window on, open another browser, and just type in the IP address, the default IP address. And now it's prompting me for password. Now the default password is admin for this particular router. You have to find out. Usually the default IP address, it's written on the bottom of the router or on the back side of the router. Okay, so now what I need to do is just go in System Tools and look for upgrade, firmware upgrade. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to choose the file which I obviously downloaded from this database right here earlier on. So this file, I'm just going to look for factory2 dd-wrt.bin. Okay, so I'm going to choose the file which should be in my downloads. Okay. Okay, here it is, factory2 dd-wrt.bin. I'm going to open it and just click on upgrade, and it's stating, are you sure? And I'm just going to click OK. Okay, it's upgrading. So remember, as I mentioned, step 1, while it's upgrading, step 1 is to do 30-30-30 hard reset. Second is to open and read the dd-wrt installation guide. Third is to search for firmware of your router inside dd-wrt database, download it and flash it using the method I've just showed you. Okay, let's see where we are, and the router is restarting. So once it has done the upgrade, fourth step is do 30 hard reset again, and then I'll show you what the fifth step would be. Okay, now the default IP address assigned by ddwrt is 192.168.1.1. so your router's default IP address changes to this IP address, and I'm just going to ping it again, ping 192.168.1.1, and I'm getting a response back. So just gonna go ahead and just change the IP address here. It's a class C IP address, and there you go. So now here it's stating that I should change the router username, password, and confirm password. I'm just gonna use the defaults as admin, test, and test, and change password. Okay, so now this is the main page of ddwrt on my TP link. So what I'm going to do now is connect it with my main router as a client bridge. So I could use my wireless devices upstairs with a good strength connection, or I could use the switch on the back of my router and connect it to non-wireless devices like a TV or CCTV system, or any other like a Xbox system. I mean, if I want to get good signals and stuff, or data transmission. So what I'll do, first thing is I'll click on setup, and it's asking me for password now. So is the password, I'll put admin and then test and login. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this as default ddwrt, and local IP address, I'm just gonna assign it something like 0, because my main router is on a different network. So I'm just gonna assign it that network IP address, and this is class C IP address, and I'm just gonna assign it number 12 here in this octet. I'm gonna leave the subnet mask as 255.255, which is 24-bit, and default gateway, I'm gonna put the IP address of my main router, which is 168.0.1. Okay, DHCP server. So you need to make sure that you disable this. You don't need to enable the DHCP server. So disable this, and for the moment just save the settings. Okay, there you go. Second step is go to advanced routing, and here change from gateway to router, and again just save the settings, don't apply the settings yet. Okay, now third step is go to wireless, and in wireless mode just select client bridge routed. Default gateway mode, leave it to auto DHCP. Wireless network mode, select mixed, or it needs to match with your primary or main router, and I'm going to select dynamic 20 to 40 megahertz. That's what's been allocated to my main router. SSID needs to be the same as your primary router on 2.4 gigahertz frequency. So I've named it CH2.4. This matches with my main router. And with virtual interfaces, I'm going to add a virtual interface, which obviously I've already added. And from wireless mode, select WDSAP and name it anything you want, like repeater, test, and just enable it. There are some advanced settings. You don't need to change that. Just leave as it is and just click on add and then save and then apply settings. For 5 gigahertz frequency or channel, you can do the same, but I haven't got any 5 gigahertz wireless LAN installed on this laptop, so I'm not just gonna add anything with this. So just gonna add with the 2.4 gigahertz for this demonstration. Now after doing that, go to wireless security, and this security mode needs to match with your main router settings. So whatever you have selected in your main routing security mode, select that. I've selected WPA2, so I'm just going to select that. Algorithm is TKIP plus AES, and then the wireless key. So once you have inserted all this, this needs to match with your main router. Do the same for the virtual virtual LAN you have just added, wireless LAN or interface you have just added. Do the same. It needs to match with this one. And do the same for the 5 gigahertz LAN as well. Then save and apply settings. Fourth step is go to status, click on wireless, and select your 2.4 gigahertz wireless LAN, which is ATH0, and then look for your main router or click on site survey. And this is my main router right here, and then click on join. Once it's joined successfully, scan for wireless networks. And there you go. This is my main router SSID, and this is my test. So I'm just going to disconnect with it and then connect with my main for time being. And now I'm going to connect with the test and test it. So there you go. As I connected, this is the virtual interface I created, basically the repeater I created. Now I'm connected with my repeater upstairs, and my main router is downstairs. So I'm just gonna browse the internet now. And there you go. So I've got internet connectivity and I'm connected to my repeater, as you can see, and this is my main router. Okay guys, hope you have liked this video. If you have liked this video, then please click on the like icon and subscribe to my channel, and I keep making good AV and IT videos. Thank you and bye.